Hey guys, and welcome to my Titanfall 2 review. Now, Titanfall 2 is a first-person shooter developed by Respawn Entertainment, published by Electronic Arts. Now, despite many of the negative connotations within the EA game, mixed with modern FPS traits, the wall running, Titanfall 2 manages to stand out as one of the most overlooked games of 2016. Long gone are the lack of online guns for Titanfall, the lack of customization, and the general lack of content. Titanfall 2 includes a 6-hour campaign, an in-depth multiplayer, all while coming in at a price of £25 with free DLC forever, as of the time of recording. That's right, no more map packs that you are forced to purchase if you want to play game modes, no guns locked behind DLC, no fracturing of playlists due to DLC and non-DLC, completely free, fair, monetization from Respawn Entertainment. Now, this review is coming from a first-time Titanfall player, having completed the main campaign in its entirety. As can be seen on my channel, there's a playlist for that if you want to see me play the campaign. And having sunk some time into multiplayer, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the game and my overall impressions. Should you purchase it? Should you not? How should you think about this game? My initial impressions when going to purchase Titanfall were, why should I pick this game over Battlefield 1? Why should I play this game over Call of Duty Infinite Warfare or the remastered Call of Duty 4 version? If I want an FPS game, those are really my options, so why pick Titanfall? Initially, I was hesitant because the lack of buzz around Titanfall. I wasn't really sure why nobody was talking about it, so I just decided to plunge in for it. The general concept behind the game brought me in. I'm overtired of the Call of Duty series, and I don't like the heavy vehicle-based gameplay of Battlefield. Battlefield is great, but for me, it is too vehicle-based. Going into Titanfall 2, as a new player, as a first-time player, my thoughts were pretty much this. Titans are going to be too powerful online. It's just going to be a spawn camping Titan mess. It's not going to be fun. The campaign and its wall running is going to feel tacked on, gimmicky, and just there for the sake of being there. I can safely say this isn't the case. Call of Duty, now that's a game where wall running is tacked on, where jumping high feels like a change for the sake of change. But Titanfall 2 immediately gripped me. I felt as if the game was designed from the ground up with wall running in mind, with all these features in mind. It wasn't a simple addition. This was built from the ground up to have these mechanics in mind in the game, and the platforms and the levels are going to be shaped around it. Honestly, I feel like Respawn, the games company, have done themselves absolutely no favours by pitching this game against two juggernauts in Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty. If this game was launched in December, they could have had a much larger player base from the get-go. Launching later into the calendar year, they could have even had a better player base. Now, Christmas sales will happen, new players will come in, but most Titanfall 2 players, I think, will have left. They'll have played the campaign for a few months, they'll have played the online, and they'll have got on board of playing games with a smaller population, and they won't stick around and wait for that influx of Christmas players, of that newer players. Modern fans don't wait these days. But hear me out. I'm not saying the game's bad. It's a really good game. It just needs, for the online section, a few more players. I'll discuss multiplayer a little later in full detail, but right now let's jump into the campaign part of the section, the overall PC port, and the general gist of the game. Now, the absolute initial impressions when I loaded the game were there is every customization under the sun. The 30th of the 11th has just happened. We've had a patch. You can change all sorts of controls like the dead zone of a Titan. You can change the film grain options. They've changed. Your FOV has now gone from 100 at its highest to 110. The FPS performance simply doesn't drop. It's absolutely exactly what you need from a PC port. Customizable keys. I've had absolutely no issues with it. I'm an absolute stickler for sort of performance, and just I always tend to get these general niggles in games, but for me it's been absolutely perfect. The only thing that I haven't figured out yet is there isn't a borderless mode, but I'm pretty sure you can edit the config for that. Apart from that, it's absolutely fine. Now, when I loaded into the campaign, my initial impressions were that I'm a modern soldier, a generic FPS soldier where guns have no recoil, but very quickly I began to get to grips with the whole Titanfall 2 system. I began to get to grips with the wall running, the jumps, the movement, the knee slides into melee attacks, and I thought, you know what, this game's different, let's give this a chance. I often will play a Battlefield campaign, a Call of Duty campaign, and I'll just zone out. It will be drivel. It will be so boring. I'll zone out and I won't complete it. So I'm quickly sent into a few fetch and retrieval quests, and actually, amazingly, it's not boring. For a modern FPS game, it's shockingly fun. It's reminiscent of Wolfenstein New Order. It's simple core gameplay, but it's fast, frantic fun. Knee slides, the powerful melees, the cloak sniper kill into a wall run, into a gliding down the rope. This wasn't a flat linear quest. I felt like I had real control over the character, the movement, and the environment wasn't just go from A to B in a quest goal. It was a playground, it was walls, climbing, jumps, pulls, throws, the lot. It has bright, varied environments, great graphics. The graphics are absolutely superb. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the graphics in this game. Yeah, it might not be no Witcher 3 fully maxed out, but this is a really good looking game. Again, I maintained high, steady FPS with everything thrown at it, fully maxed out, streaming, recording my stream and playing. No drops in FPS, not one. Now, as I went through the campaign, I began to unlock the Titans, and I began to become more familiar with the controls, and you really felt that you were in the Titan, that the Titan was an extension of the pilot. This wasn't this slow, clunky robot that you were forced to trudge around. It was a larger-than-life version of yourself, with great power, mobility, freedom. You can easily hop in and out. Now, quite easily, a modern FPS game could have made this robot this generic hulk of metal, slow to move, powerful. They didn't go for that. The campaign wasn't made artificially longer by making you trudge around in this slow-moving robot with no personality, this pure killing machine. No. The Titan, who's named BT, has a great personality. He's funny at times, and again, you're free to use it or not use it. You aren't forced in it, but I recommend it. It's great fun. You can jump, sprint, rocket boost, duck and weave with perfect control, just like you're a pilot or a soldier as you will know it. It's not a thing where you think, oh no, it's another mission where I've got to get in this slow metal robot and I'm forced to kill things. You want to be in the Titan. It doesn't feel bad at all. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't Witcher. This isn't some highly complex open world with 10 million voice acting lines. It's still a modern FPS game, right? But that doesn't mean it can't be fun. That's the difference. It might follow all the codes and conventions of a modern FPS game, but that doesn't mean it's boring. This is no Call of Duty campaign. It might follow almost the exact same heroic levels of sort of disbelievable moments in a campaign of, you know, this sort of modern era where you'll have leaps that he probably shouldn't make and holding hands as he hikes him back up. But that doesn't mean it's not fun. It is so fun to play this game, and that's the main theme of this game. A lot of features are introduced into the campaign. Running, jumping, as we've explained, even been thrown 500 foot by a robot. That happens. Swapping between being frozen in time, jumping between characters' memories back and forth to open up the levels. They all change how the environment works. You might have a laser gate. You jump back through a memory, you go to the old time, you go through that laser gate that was destroyed, you hop back into the modern time. That laser gate is there, but you've passed the obstacle. It's just good fun. It's good fun. It's got innovative little features. It's got a huge section where the level is you are running up a house. The the house is on its side, but your camera angle is sort of pointing up. So you're going up, but the house is on its side, and the whole thing is rotating. It's absolutely mind-bending. You'll be able to see me playing it on the playthrough in the playlist, and my head was been completely bent. My mind was just not working, but it was amazing. It all makes the game feel great. I never once felt in the 6-hour campaign that a section was too long, too repetitive. I didn't feel like, I've done this before, or I didn't feel that an environment I was in was boring. You know, often you'll get in modern FPS games where it'll be a certain type of mission. You know, sort of, let's use a drone to shoot down some bad guys. And that seems cool at first, and you go, wow, that was awesome. And then they do it 32 times throughout the campaign, and you start to think, not, wow, I'm getting out this drone, this is cool. You start to think, oh, I've got to get this drone out again, this is annoying. There's none of that. It never felt like any section was too long. There were underground sections, sand sections, big open battle sections, segments where you're in a factory, running up a satellite dish. You're moving panels to position them so your character can make a jump. And it all felt new and fresh each time I played. The biggest compliment I can give this game is I didn't get bored. So many modern campaigns, so many modern FPS campaigns in particular, become so similar, they all blend into one, and you're just basically normally completing it for achievements or just to get it out of the way. I actually wanted to play this game. There are no slow walk behind the AI to a pointless cutscene. Run here, shoot this box for a cutscene explosion. This stopped all that. The only cutscenes in this game actually were progressing the campaign story. I didn't have to wait for AI. If I was ahead, they ran to me. So yeah, the campaign is short. It is a short, generic campaign, but it's very, very fun. Yeah, it's 5 to 6 hours. That's not a great length. But I would rather personally have 5 to 6 hours of actual pure fun than 10 hours of repetitive gameplay for the sake of artificially extending the campaign. I'm not going to spoil the campaign's endings or anything too much in depth, some of the scenes that happen, because I want you to enjoy it too. It hasn't got the greatest ending to the campaign, I can't lie about that. The characters aren't that deep. It's quite generic, the campaign, but again, that doesn't mean it's fun. A lot of games, not only are you stuck with generic gameplay, you're stuck with generic writing, generic sort of cutscenes, and just it feels just washed up and you've done it before, and you're just thinking, oh, just come on, just skip, just get me through this mission. I actually didn't feel like that. I just really enjoyed the campaign, and when it ended I thought, hey, that was a really enjoyable campaign, I'd recommend that. Now, onto the multiplayer section, and for me this was a big surprise. I haven't played a so-called modern FPS game in a long time. Probably the last one I played and sunk decent time into was Gears of War, but that's a third-person shooter. FPS-wise, it's going to be Counter-Strike, and then I rented Black Ops 2 on the Xbox. Since then, wall running's become a thing. Classes, customization, paid DLC fracturing the communities, a lot has happened. Microtransactions, RNG loot boxes have appeared. This has none of that. Respawn have made a pact that all the DLC will be available for free. If you want to buy a skin, you can buy a skin that has no impact on gameplay. It will be a reasonable price, and it will nothing will be locked behind an RNG system like case openings or the Gears of War 3, Gears of War 4 boxes, nothing like that. It's a very, very fair system, which is just great. It's so nice to have a company that just offers all the DLC out. One of the reasons I don't play Battlefield is because it's a great game, but within the first 2 weeks after purchasing it for £70 or whatever you've bought it for, you're already hearing rumours of the season pass. What's the next map pack going to be? That gun's going to be tied to that DLC. And all of a sudden, you've only owned the game a month. 2 DLC packs have come out. and you can't play the game modes that these guys are playing, and your mates are in that DLC, you haven't got that DLC, you can't join them, and then the playlists that you're on become emptier and emptier as everyone switches over to the new DLC. There's going to be none of that. So yeah, right now I think there's 6,000 people on the PC. On the Xbox version and the PS4, it'll be absolutely fine. You have no worries. Yeah, the PC player count is a little bit low. Some of the game modes you aren't able to play, I'll be honest. Free-for-all, I haven't been able to play a game of, which is a disappointment for me. I want to play free-for-all, but with more people like myself maybe doing reviews, enjoying the game and helping other people find Titanfall, maybe more people will come into it. There are always games, don't get me wrong. I haven't had a long wait time. I haven't had a wait time longer than 10 seconds. I'll be honest. I haven't. I'm not making it up. For the game modes that I've searched about 5 different types of game modes. I haven't had any. Now, there are a whole host of game modes that I've never played in Titanfall. You've got your type of capture the flag game mode. You've got attrition. And you've got there's a mode that I really enjoy where it's sort of like kill confirmed, but a twist. So what you do is you have a round where you kill the other team, they try and stop you. And each time you kill them, you get money. And then the second round, you have to try and bank that money. Banks will open up at certain points and locations of the map. They will obviously be trying to guard them, and you will have to deposit that cash. The winner, obviously, after X amount of rounds, is the team with the most cash. Also, they do a good job of introducing new players. So many games for new players can be very brutal, savage, wrecked, those type of words. And you just constantly getting slaughtered by Titanfall, people that have played the first one for many years, or just general good players. If you're new to the game, there are AI in the multiplayer. Now, what I thought when I heard AI in the multiplayer, I thought of Gears of War. Now, for those that haven't played Gears of War, the bots, for some reason, do way more damage than you do. They're clunky. Sometimes they will do no damage and do nothing. Other times they'll triple kill the team. The bad, I don't enjoy them. I thought bots were going to be a horrible experience. These aren't. These are like sentinels and grunts that send out wave after wave where you can get cash for killing them and points. But it's really hard to explain. They're not intrusive and they fit the game. It doesn't feel like is it doesn't feel like you're 5-on-5 or something and then you've got these random AI. Because the game modes are designed with these waves of sort of minions not in a League of Legends way, but in a way that they're designed to be there. They don't feel forced. They don't feel tacked in. The minions and the AI sort of component of the game fit perfectly. And so, yeah, if you manage to sneak up on a base of spawning AI, you'll probably get 3 or 4 kills. You'll get that initial rewarding feeling as a new player. But that's not where the big action is. That's not where the game-winning moments are. You're not going to win a game because you killed 5 or 6 AI. They don't give as many points and things like that. But that introduces new players to the sensation of killing in Titanfall and moving and dodging and aiming without just throwing them in a pit against actual players. Again, it's got all the same movement. It's got wall running, jumping, climbing, cloaking. Now, again, this is my very, very initial impression of the multiplayer was I ran in and a guy was permanently cloaked and I got shotgunned by him across the map and I could not see him. On the kill cam, he did a wall run, he jumped off a wall, completely invisible, and shotgunned me, and my very initial impression was, I'm going to hate this multiplayer. Permanent cloak? It sounds ridiculous, right, saying it. Imagine in any other game mode, imagine playing COD with permanent cloak. It just works in Titanfall because everybody can do it, because there are ways to spot cloak, because you can throw a nade that will spot people through walls, you can hold down sections. That, yeah, the cloak sounds very, very strong until you realise that the cloak feature is primarily there so you can get out of the way of Titans. When you're in a Titan, you can't see the guys that are cloaked, which makes it fun, right? Because nothing is more annoying having played Battlefield and these type of games, that you're this AI soldier, you're this soldier, and you bump into a tank, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. It spots you, and you're just like, well, I'm dead. In this, you can cloak. The Titan can't see you. You could run up a wall, throw out a grappling hook, jump up a roof, jump onto the back of the Titan and pull out its batteries, and then stun it with a stun grenade and kill it, or drop your own Titan out of the sky and have a Titan fight, right? It sounds ridiculous, the cloak. Some of the perks in it sound crazy. There's a perk that's like it's like a juggernaut button. You press it, you get an instant burst of HP regen, and you run about 300% quicker than a regular player, so 3 times quicker. It sounds mental. You would imagine that people would be running round shooting you the whole time with it. But it doesn't work like that. Because these game modes are objective-based game modes, some are killing type game modes, but most are objective type game modes, and because everyone else has got this incredible ability to move around the battlefield, suddenly somebody running across the floor at high speeds doesn't seem that strong. You're kind of like, well, there he's running pretty straight, but he's not cloaked, is he? Because he's running fast. He's chosen to go. He's chosen the go faster perk, but he hasn't got the cloak perk. So now all of a sudden, I'm in a Titan. This guy has no chance. The Titans don't feel overpowered. I thought it was going to be, like I said, a game where you're having a good fun, you're shooting people, you're having a good old jolly time, and then some guy gets in his Titanfall, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's always something you can do about it. There's been only one game since I've played where I felt damn near annoying, and our entire team got crushed. I think they had everybody had their own Titan out, and it was pretty much 5 Titans relentlessly destroying us. Now, to some of you that might put you off, but that is a rare occurrence when your team is utterly trash. And we didn't do things like pull out the magnetic grenades that automatically shoot Titans. We didn't capture and force them to run around. We were just a bad team, and a bad team's going to lose regardless of whether they've got a Titan or not. So for me, again, the multiplayer is an absolute blast. Yeah, some of the game modes aren't fully populated, but there are all these options. There are all these options you can take. There's different call cards. There's different colours of skins, colours of pilots. You can be male, female. You can choose 10 creator classes with customization. You can drop in and out of the classes as you play. So you don't just pick a class and then are stuck with it. So say there is a game where you've been dominated by a certain type of player. Bang, you change classes. You switch to the counter class, and you can really shut them down and change the flow of the battlefield, the flow of the game. You can turn it around and get a win. It's really, really fun. Now, for a few of you that watch my channel, you probably thought, why have you suddenly made 6 Titanfall videos? Well, I'll be honest with you. I wanted to make a video before the new Path of Exile League came out, before the new solo queue came out in League of Legends, before I went and completed StarCraft 2 DLC. I wanted to get this video out, so I went ahead and I made the 5 videos. I made this review, and I hope you enjoy it. This video was scripted. Hopefully it didn't come across as too scripted. I wrote out a sort of review, and hopefully you enjoyed my thoughts on the overall flow of Titanfall 2, and hopefully me writing a bit of a script makes it a bit more coherent, it flows a little bit better. And I just wanted to say thanks to the viewers that did watch the Titanfall gameplay. I know it's not for everybody. I'll probably be making League of Legends or Path of Exile videos again, so that'll probably be it for the Titanfall. I might upload the odd good match of Titanfall that I play, as it is fun, and yeah, the game's fun, I'm enjoying it. So if I get a really nice gameplay, I might upload it, and I can showcase some multiplayer to you. But there we have it. There is my Titanfall. If I was to rate it out of 5, honestly, I'd say it's a 4 out of 5, which is good from me. I'm pretty damn picky. So there's loads of customization online. The campaign, short, but an absolute blast, and really underrated game, and I recommend you pick it up. that's what I've got to say on Titanfall 2. Hopefully this was useful to you. If it was, thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up. If there was something I did wrong and you really didn't enjoy it, then thumbs me down. You've got the right to do that. I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully you have a great day and you're enjoying whatever games you're playing. Let me know in the comments below what games you're enjoying recently. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this mess of a beard on my face and have a shower. But I wanted to get this video out first. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.